Sheila Bellush, a loving mother of 6, was brutally taken from her family in a crime that shocked the nation. She had just started a new chapter in her life when tragedy struck. A brutal crime shattered her family and left unanswered questions lingering for decades. This is the heartbreaking story of a mother, a contract killing, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Welcome to Chilling Fireside Stories. In today's video, we take a closer look at the tragic murder of Sheila Bellush. Please note that this story involves sensitive content, including violence that may be distressing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Stay tuned to the end of the video for safety tips and important information about support organizations. As always, photos and relevant visuals will appear at the end of this video to honor Sheila's life and to help visualize the timeline of events. Now grab a warm drink, settle in, and let's begin. Sheila Lee Bellush was born on October 19, 1962 in Topeka, Kansas. Known for her warm, vivacious personality, Sheila was a loving sister and friend who always dreamed of a big family. At 19, Sheila met Alan Blackthorne at her workplace where she was working as a receptionist at a local law firm. Alan Blackthorne was a wealthy businessman from San Antonio, Texas. He made his fortune by selling medical equipment. His success in the medical supply industry allowed him to live a comfortable lifestyle. He had a passion for playing golf, and he often spent his free time on the golf course. They quickly fell into a whirlwind romance, and Alan proposed to her on their third date. They got married 3 months later on June 12, 1982. The couple had 2 daughters, Stevie and Daryl. Stevie was born in 1983, and Daryl was born in 1985. For Sheila, life with Blackthorne was far from perfect. Behind closed doors, Sheila endured emotional and physical abuse. Determined to protect her daughters, she made the brave decision to leave Blackthorne in the early 1990s. It wasn't easy. She faced legal battles, financial struggles, and constant fear of retaliation. But Sheila persevered. The divorce between Sheila Bellush and Alan Blackthorne was highly contentious, with both parties making serious allegations against each other. Sheila accused Alan of domestic abuse, while Alan claimed that Sheila was an unfit mother. The court ultimately granted Sheila full custody of their 2 daughters, Stevie and Daryl. In addition to the custody battle, Sheila was awarded a significant financial settlement, including a $170,000 civil damages payout and a stake in Alan's multi-million-dollar company. Alan, however, filed for bankruptcy shortly after the divorce, claiming he owed Sheila a total of $1 million. An action that many viewed as an attempt to avoid fulfilling his financial obligations. Despite the divorce settlement, the legal and emotional battles didn't end for Sheila. Alan's continued obsession and harassment overshadowed her efforts to build a new life. After her divorce from Alan Blackthorne in 1987, Sheila met Jamie Bellush through mutual friends in 1992. Jamie was working as a pharmaceutical sales representative at the time, and they quickly formed a connection based on their shared values and interests. Their relationship blossomed and they got married in 1993. Together they built a new life in Sarasota, Florida, and expanded their family with quadruplets born in 1995. The quadruplets, Frankie, Timmy, Joey, and Courtney, were born healthy and quickly became a local sensation, with the media dubbing Sheila as the Quad Mom. Sheila was thrilled with her second chance at happiness. Described as a doting mother and a devout Christian, she was deeply loved by her family and friends. Life seemed to be looking up for Sheila, until tragedy struck. The morning of November 7, 1997, started like any other for Sheila Bellush. Jamie had gone to work and Sheila, still recovering from health issues related to her quadruplets, stayed home with the children. Her older daughters, Stevie and Daryl, were at school. At around 11 a.m., a man named Jose Luis Del Toro Jr., who had been hired by a third party, entered Sheila's Sarasota home. Del Toro had traveled to Sarasota in a car registered to his grandmother and stopped at a Sports Authority store to obtain camouflage clothes. He was spotted by a neighbor who memorized his license plate, which later helped in his capture. Upon arriving at Sheila's home, Del Toro broke in and saw Sheila with her quadruplets. He later told police that he almost didn't go through with the plan after seeing how caring she was with her children. However, when Sheila noticed the open door and saw Del Toro, he felt he couldn't run. He shot Sheila in the face with a .45 caliber gun and then slit her throat in full view of her quadruplets. Later that day, when Stevie, her 13-year-old daughter, arrived home from school, she noticed the quadruplets, just 2 years old, were walking around the house on their own, crying, which was so unlike her mother. Concerned, she looked into different rooms until she checked the laundry room. There, she saw blood everywhere and then noticed her mother's body on the floor with her throat slit open. Blood was on the walls and also on the toddlers. When Stevie discovered her mother's body, she was understandably in shock and horror. Despite her fear, she immediately called 911 to report the crime. Her quick thinking and bravery in such a traumatic situation were crucial in alerting authorities and beginning the investigation into her mother's murder. After Stevie called 911, the police and emergency responders quickly arrived at the Bellush home. They secured the scene and began their investigation. The sight that greeted them was horrifying. Sheila's body lay in a pool of blood, and the quadruplets were found wandering around, covered in their mother's blood. The police immediately began gathering evidence and interviewing neighbors and witnesses. The neighbor who had seen a suspicious car earlier that day provided a crucial lead by giving the police the license plate number. Evidence at the scene, including a bloody handprint, pointed to foul play. But why would anyone want to harm Sheila Bellush? This information led them to Jose Luis del Toro, who was quickly identified as the prime suspect. Jose Luis del Toro was arrested in Mexico on November 20, 1997. After a 10-day international manhunt, he did not resist during the arrest. He was then extradited to the United States. After Jose Luis del Toro Jr.'s arrest in Mexico, investigators continued unraveling the intricate plot behind Sheila Bellush's murder. Del Toro admitted to shooting Sheila and implicated Samuel Gonzalez, who had hired him for the crime. Samuel Gonzalez was a friend of Daniel Alex Rocha. His role in the murder of Sheila Bellush was to introduce Rocha to his cousin, Jose Luis del Toro, who agreed to carry out the attack. Gonzalez was aware of the plot and facilitated the connection between Rocha and del Toro. Rocha, in turn, revealed that Alan Blackthorne, Sheila's ex-husband, was the mastermind behind the attack. To achieve this, Blackthorne paid a private investigator under the pretense of needing the address for unrelated purposes. Chuck Chambers, the private investigator hired by Alan Blackthorne, played a significant role in the investigation against Blackthorne. During the trial, Chambers testified about how Blackthorne approached him to find Sheila Bellush's new address in Sarasota, Florida. Chambers described Blackthorne as being very precise and cold in his instructions, saying, "Find her, I want her." Chambers' testimony helped establish Blackthorne's intent and premeditation in orchestrating the murder-for-hire plot. This investigator was unaware of Blackthorne's intentions and provided him with Sheila's location. Blackthorne then passed this information to Daniel Rocha, who used it to coordinate the attack with Samuel Gonzalez and Jose Luis del Toro Jr. Through extensive investigation, detectives uncovered a web of evidence. Phone records revealed communication between Blackthorne and Rocha, pointing to his direct involvement. Financial records showed that Rocha had been paid $14,000, allegedly funded by Blackthorne, to orchestrate the murder. Witnesses also came forward, shedding light on Blackthorne's intense anger over Sheila leaving him and their contentious custody battle over their daughters. Blackthorne's resentment toward Sheila was well documented, as she had remarried and built a new life in Florida. It became clear that Blackthorne wanted revenge and had used intermediaries to ensure his hands remained clean. With del Toro's confession and Rocha's cooperation, police gained the critical pieces needed to charge Blackthorne. He was arrested in Texas in 1998, leading to a trial where prosecutors portrayed him as a controlling and vengeful ex-husband willing to go to deadly lengths to settle his grudge against Sheila. Alan Blackthorne denied any involvement in Sheila's murder. However, the evidence against him was damning. Prosecutors argued that Blackthorne's desire for revenge against Sheila motivated him to orchestrate the crime, using intermediaries to distance himself from the act. In 2000, Alan Blackthorne was convicted of interstate conspiracy to commit murder and interstate domestic violence. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Daniel Rocha also received a life sentence, while del Toro was sentenced to life after pleading guilty. Lastly, Samuel Gonzalez, who introduced del Toro to Rocha, received a 19-year prison sentence. The trial brought some closure to Sheila's family, but the emotional scars remained. Sheila's murder left a lasting impact on her family and the community. Sheila Bellush's children have faced numerous challenges since their mother's tragic murder in 1997, but they have shown remarkable resilience and strength. Stevie and Daryl, her daughters from her previous marriage to Alan Blackthorne, were adopted by their stepfather, Sheila Bellush, who provided them with a loving and supportive home. The quadruplets, Frankie, Timmy, Joey, and Courtney, have grown up knowing their mother only through stories and memories shared by their older siblings and dad. While the emotional impact of losing their mother in such a violent manner has been significant, they have found ways to heal and move forward. It's heartwarming to see how they have persevered and built their futures despite the adversity they faced. Sheila Bellush's case underscores the importance of vigilance and support systems for survivors of domestic violence. Here are some important safety tips. Always inform trusted friends or family of any concerns about your safety. Document and report any threats or abusive behavior. Utilize resources such as domestic violence hotlines or shelters for assistance. Install home security systems if you feel at risk. Trust your instincts. If you feel unsafe, take action immediately. Organizations like the National Domestic Violence Hotline and Safe Horizon provide vital resources for those in need. As always, I leave all the related links and details in the description. Let's honor Sheila by raising awareness and supporting victims of abuse. If you or someone you know is in danger, please seek help immediately through the resources listed in the description. Share this video to spread awareness, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts. Together we can make a difference. Until my next video, stay curious, stay warm, and stay safe.